way of knowing
He's singing.
which direction we are going.
English is a language that has a lot of idioms, or casual expressions that have a specific meaning.
Here I was, just getting ready to pour my heart out to you.
Today at FluentU, we are learning 10 commonly used idioms that will help you sound more like a native speaker. Ready? Let's get started.
I'm ready. Let's do it right now, right here.
The first phrase we will learn is pick your brain. Even though this sounds kind of gross, it's not. To pick someone's brain just means to see what they think or know about a particular subject. For example, hey, can I pick your brain about this new project? I'd love to ask you some questions about it.
Do you know how many people every single day contact me, email me, private message, DM me, and they say they want to pick my brain?
Second, let's learn move it or lose it. Move it or lose it just means move, but with more of a hurry. This is something you might say if you need to get through a crowded space or to warn someone of danger. For example, if you're carrying a pot of hot water, but it usually isn't meant as an actual threat. For example, hey everyone, I'm coming through. Move it or lose it.
I do have a ride though.
Move it or lose it, airbag.
Next, to say I'm up to my eyeballs in something means you have a lot of it. Usually, whatever you're up to your eyeballs in is something you don't want, typically tasks or work. For example, I'm up to my eyeballs with my new project this week.
I'm in debt up to my eyeballs.
If you're a happy camper, everything in life is going great for you. This doesn't mean you're actually camping. You can also say someone is not a happy camper to say that they are frustrated or cranky. For example, I'm not too hard to please. Just give me a nice, hot cup of coffee and I'll be a happy camper.
Putting up with it for weeks, and excuse my strong language, but I am not a happy camper.
If you want to learn more idioms to help you sound like a native speaker, you should try FluentU. FluentU takes real-world videos, like movie trailers, music videos, news, and inspiring talks, and turns them into personalized language lessons. When you learn with the same entertaining videos English speakers watch, you naturally learn funny, idiomatic phrases. In fact, with FluentU's video dictionary, you can look up almost any word that you want to know more about. You can even listen to audio clips of example sentences. You'll have access to endless videos and audio with interactive subtitles, plus great educational features like flashcards and quizzes. Sounds awesome, right? Give FluentU a try on desktop or with FluentU's app for your iOS or Android device. Click on the link in the description for a free trial of FluentU. Woodwork refers to the wooden parts of a building or room. For example, a window frame made of wood could be called woodwork. When you say that something came out of the woodwork, it means it appeared quickly. This phrase comes from how sometimes small insects, like termites, live in the wooden parts of a house. Then they can quickly appear when you're not expecting it, or come out of the woodwork. Here's an example. Now, all of a sudden, you see these new muffin bakeries coming out of the woodwork.
Hi, Marie. I'm starting to make a name for myself, and my friends and strangers are coming out of the woodwork, asking if they can pick my brain, or bounce ideas off me, or grab a coffee to ask me about my business and share their ideas.
To burn the candle at both ends sounds silly and dangerous, and that's part of the point. To burn the candle at both ends means going to bed late, getting up early, or working too hard, which will eventually affect a person negatively. For example, he's been burning the candle at both ends, working in the daytime and going to school at night. I don't know how much longer he can go on like this.
And you burn the candle at both ends. You pay the price for it.
By the way, if you want to remember these phrases for later, click on the link in the description for a free PDF of the expressions here with explanations and examples. It even includes some phrases that I don't discuss in this video. The phrase "like pulling teeth" sounds awful, and that's the point. If something is like pulling teeth, it's very difficult and very unpleasant. For example, I've tried to talk to him about finding a new job, but it's like pulling teeth.
I've been helping Blaine put together his Warbler song list, but it's just like pulling teeth to get this guy off Broadway.
To say bend over backwards means to put all your effort into something, even if it's extremely difficult. This expression is often used to say that someone puts a lot of energy into pleasing someone else. For example, you always bend over backwards to help her, but would she do the same for you?
We're there for each other. I'd do anything for Doug, and he'd bend over backwards for me.
To be swamped is another expression often used in the workplace. Literally, a swamp is a marshy area that you can get stuck in. So when someone is swamped, it means they have so much work to do that they don't have time for anything else, or that they can't move. For example, I've been totally swamped since the company hired my new boss.
But I've got my country's 500th anniversary to plan, my wedding to arrange. I'm swamped.
Last, if you say something is the best thing since sliced bread, you're saying it's really great. For example, this new app on my phone does everything for me. It's the best thing since sliced bread.
Little Caesar's delivery. Best thing since sliced
bread. I know.
So, what saying are you going to use first? Remember, if you liked this video and want to see more, click subscribe and hit the notification button so you never miss more great FluentU videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
All ashore.
Let me off this crate.
Now, why don't they show stuff like that on TV?
I don't know.